Hello guys, welcome to another video of Velvi. So in this video we are gonna see about dictionaries. Okay, so let's get started. So what are dictionary? Dictionaries are just like key value pad item. So you could just think kind of like an Oxford dictionary or an encyclopedia dictionary, okay? So it's the same concept behind this data structure as well. Let's say for example you pick up a dictionary and you find a word. Let's say you find the word dictionary itself like you have in this picture below, and then for each word you have a corresponding meaning in the actual dictionary, right? So here are a few things that you know about the actual dictionary, okay? So I mean the Oxford dictionary or any other dictionary in your own language. So the words in a dictionary are unique, right? So let's say for example here you see a word diction and you here see a word called dictionary. So these words are unique, so you can't find any repetition of these words. But these words, like diction and dictionary, might have the same meaning, right? So that means like the meaning can remain same in a dictionary, but the words, the key words are unique, okay? So that's exactly the same concept in a Python dictionary as well. Okay, so with that, let's get started. How do you write Python code for dictionaries? So this is just a simple example of a Python dictionary. So Python dictionaries are enclosed in a curly braces, and then each key value pair of item is being separated by a colon. Okay, so sorry, it's kind of like a relation is established using colon, and each items are again comma separated. So in this dictionary, the variable name is itself is dictionary here. So you have the keyword apple and then the meaning a fruit. You have a keyword called Madison and then the meaning Wisconsin, and then you have a keyword Python and then its meaning here as a programming language. Okay, quite simple, right? So similar to this dictionary right here, we have a key and a value, a key and the value here. Okay, so with this being done, let's see like how it works. So I just print it and then you have the Python displays the dictionary for you here. So now the obvious question is like tuples, like lists, like strings, it can have obviously any character or any data type in it. Sorry for saying string, so whatever is enclosed in a double quote is always string. Okay, so in tuples or list, we have seen that we could include like a integer, float, boolean, a string, etc., etc. So similarly in dictionaries, the values can take any items, but there are restrictions for the keys. So we will see one by one. So here's an example of a dictionary where we have a key as an integer and then the corresponding value as a string 1, and here the key is again an integer and the value 2, and here the key is 3. Note that 3 here is of type string because it's enclosed in a double quote. Okay, so the data type of this is different from this. Just remember this. And then we have the data type boolean here as a key and then the string as a value, and then we finally have a tuple as a key and then the tuple itself in string as a value. Okay, so this is quite simple, right? We just saw how to create simple dictionaries in Python. Okay, so I think so far so good. So now similar to tuples and lists, how do you create an empty dictionary? It's quite simple. You just do empty curly braces that returns an empty dictionary. Okay, so the other way to create is similar to how you have created an empty list using the list keyword, just like this. I hope you remember this returns an empty list, right? So this returns an empty tuple, this returns an empty string, this returns 0, okay, which is equivalent to an empty integer. Okay, so empty by mean is like the boolean of the particular object should be false. Okay, so I think when we saw tuples, I think I just explained what could be the various boolean equivalent false of each of these objects. Okay, So this is another way to create an empty dictionary. So you have empty dictionary being created, and then you could check its type using the type keyword, right? It returns dict. Okay. So I think so far so good, right? So let's come to the key part in a dictionary. Okay, so here Apple, Madison, and Python are the keys in this particular dictionary. So as you know, in a English dictionary, the keys should be always unique and the keys can't change, right? So you could either remove a word, right? But you can't kind of like have a key that's kind of like mutable. Okay, so the same concept applies in Python dictionary as well. The key should always be an immutable object. It can't be a mutable object at all. Okay, in any circumstances, the key can't contain a mutable object directly or indirectly. Okay, so let me explain you that. So here I have just written like the keys can only be immutable, that is numbers, strings, boolean, tuple, or frozen sets. So we haven't seen frozen sets yet. So I think mostly the next video will be regarding frozen sets. Okay. So when I say keys can't contain mutable object directly or indirectly, so what I mean by indirectly is, let's say for example, if you want to have a tuple as a key in a dictionary, so tuple is immutable, that's fine. But remember, a tuple could contain a list, right? So the list here is a mutable object. So those kind of tuples that has a mutable object in it cannot be a key in a dictionary. Okay, so let's just see a few examples for this. So here I have a dictionary. I'm trying to create a dictionary with a key. See, the key is a list, and then I just have the value, a list, and then the other item in this dictionary has a key red, and then the corresponding value is color. So if I just try to create this dictionary, you see Python returns an error, unhashable type list. So this error comes from this particular key right here. So this is because I'm trying to have a list as a key in this dictionary. Python doesn't allow that because lists are mutable. Okay, so just remember, whenever you have a mutable object as a key in a dictionary, it's always going to throw some error. Okay, so here I'm trying to create a dictionary with the key itself being a dictionary. Okay, so dictionary itself is a mutable object. Okay, so we will see later how dictionaries are mutable, but remember dictionary itself is a mutable. So since because of this reason, you can't create a dictionary like this. So Python again throws an error. So when it comes to tuple, as I said, let me show this quickly. So this is just a perfect dictionary. It works fine because you just have a tuple as a key and then string as a value. The value could be anything. Okay, the value, it doesn't matter. It could be mutable or immutable. We are just talking about the keys. Okay, so now let's say for example, if I want to create a dictionary of this kind, so the key is a tuple, but the tuple has a list. Okay, so and then I do assign some values. So here you could see like Python. Oh, a tuple of a single item should contain comma, right? So I'm just adding the comma right here. So still Python throws an error. This is because this particular tuple has a list in it, right? So a key in a dictionary cannot contain mutable object directly or indirectly. So that's the reason you see Python throwing an error right here. Okay, so please remember this. Let me quickly summarize. Dictionary is just kind of like similar to what you see in a English dictionary, and then dictionary has a key value pairs in it. The key must be always an immutable object, and then the key is always unique to a given particular dictionary. Okay, so we will see how to update keys down right here. And then finally, dictionary itself is a mutable object. So please remember these points regarding dictionary. These are really, really important in order to have a proper understanding towards dictionary. Okay. So given this, let's just start playing with dictionaries. So we have a dictionary of this kind. I just have these key value pairs in it. I'm just creating another dictionary, dictionary 2, okay, which has keys and values like this. So like what we did in list, tuple, and then even in strings, the plus operator kind of concatenates to strings or list or tuples, right? But plus operator doesn't work in a dictionary. Okay, so if you try to add two dictionaries, Python is just trying to give an error unsupported operand type for plus dict and dict. Okay, so you can't do this in a dictionary. Please remember this, because the reason is like if you compare strings, tuples, or lists, so they are kind of like dictionary as well. Like let's say for example, if you have a list right here, let's say for example, just pay attention to what I'm saying. Might be confusing, but I think like if you focus, I think it should be good. So let's say I have like three items in this list, okay? So here the values are apple, orange, pine. So you could imagine the keys of these items as 0, 1, 2, okay? So that's how you index in a list, right? So similarly in a dictionary, instead of having 0, 1, 2, you kind of like input your own keys. You access the values from a dictionary, the keys from which you input. It isn't anymore 0, 1, 2, dot dot dot. Okay, so you could kind of like intuitionally compare lists and dictionaries like this. Okay, this is just for your understanding. So please make sure you have a firm understanding about the core concepts of these data structures. So going ahead, similarly, like the multiplication operator doesn't work as well. Okay, so I just want to quickly say that, and then the dictionary we have, it remains the same. So how do we fetch an item from a dictionary? Okay, so as I just said above, like a list. Okay, so it's kind of like an almost an equivalent of dictionary with the keys being 0, 1, 2, dot dot dot. So how do you fetch an item from a list? Let's say for example, I want the value apple. What I just do is LST of 0 because the apple is in the index 0. Similarly, let's say for example, I have the dictionary, and then let's say for example, if I want this value Wisconsin, so what I just do is like dictionary, and then instead of inputting 0, 1, 2, or 3 like I would do in a list, I just input the key. Okay, so dictionary of Madison is going to return Wisconsin. Okay, quite simple, right? We just replace the 0, 1, 2, 3, dot 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 with some key values of our own desire. Quite simple, right? So let's say for example, if we input a key that isn't available in the dictionary, let's say I'm just trying to do dictionary of India, and India isn't there in this particular dictionary, right? So Python just throws an error, key error India. So what it means is like, hey, you're trying to access the key India, but it isn't available in dictionary. So that's what Python is trying to say to us. Quite simple, right? So far so good, I think so. So going ahead, let's say for example, I want to add new items to this dictionary. So let's say for example, I want to add a pair sun inspiration. So I want this key value pair to be in the dictionary right now. So what I could do is like, you could just do dictionary of sun. Okay, just like how would you uh, access an item, and then you just assign a value to it. Okay, so dictionary of sun equals inspiration. Before that, let me quickly do this. Okay, so Python is again going to throw in key error because the sun isn't available in this dictionary right now. So I'm just trying to do this, and then if I just print it out, so you could see we have the keyword sun, and its value inspiration in the dictionary right now. So we are able to change the dictionary, right? Because we just added an item. So mutable objects are only subject to change. So you could now see like why a dictionary is called mutable objects, because dictionary can be edited. You could add an item, you could remove an item, you could change an item. Okay, quite simple, right? So finally, how do we delete an item from a dictionary? Let's say, for example, I don't want this apple, a fruit anymore in my dictionary. So what I do is like you could use the del, that stands for delete keyword, del of dictionary of apple. Okay, this is just going to remove the key value pair apple, a fruit from the dictionary. Okay, so now I just do this. So you could see you don't have apple, a fruit anymore in this dictionary. Okay, quite simple. So finally, let me do editing an item. So let's say, for example, I want to change Python to a snake. Okay, so what I do is just exactly how would you add a new item to a dictionary. So just do dictionary of Python equal to snake. Okay, so remember this is just same as how would you add an item to a dictionary. So this is just going to update this particular key value pair right here. So you can see now Python as the value snake instead of programming language. Okay, quite simple, right? So I think so far so good. It seems easy, it is easy, but just kind of like getting the subtle differences, subtle understanding, I think that's where practice comes in. So keep on practicing, I would say. That's the key to success. So going ahead, remember dictionaries are always mutable objects. We just saw above how we could change a dictionary, edit a dictionary. So since dictionaries are mutable, if I just try to assign a dictionary to another variable and then make a change in one variable, it's going to affect the other. Okay, so here I'm just doing a copy dictionary, and then both these have the same values right here. So let's say, for example, I'm just adding a key value pair lime juice to this particular variable, and then I check it. So we have the new key value pair added. So if I just check the copy dictionary, so we have the lime and juice here as well. This is because dictionaries are mutable. Exactly the same scenario as we saw in a list. Okay, exactly the same. So both these variables point out to the same memory space. So if you make a change in one variable, what you're trying to do is like you're just trying to access the same memory space in the computer. So a change is made in that, and then the other variable is also being referred to the same memory space. So Python reflects that change in the other variable as well. Simple, okay? So next what we want to see is dictionary methods. So we have seen methods in list, strings, tuples. So here we want to quickly go through for dictionaries as well. So the first one that I want to see is the get method. So just like how would you access an element right here? Okay, so here you just try to access an element dictionary of Madison, Cabus, Wisconsin. So the other way that you could do is like dictionary.get. So get is a method for a dictionary, and then you just input the key right here. Okay, so let me print out the dictionary here. So this dictionary has a key sun. So I'm just trying to do dictionary.get of sun, and we get the value inspiration. Okay, quite simple. So now what we have an advantage using this method is, let's say when I try to access the key India, Python say key error India isn't available, right? So with this method, what I can do is, let's say if I don't input any other value, let me just do dictionary.get of India. Python doesn't throw an error, it returns something called none. That means like it doesn't exist. Okay, so you could preferably use this particular method if you are trying to access an element in a dictionary. So the other thing that you could customize here is dictionary.get. You input the key, and then you could just do by press shift tab. You have this particular doc string here. So what it says is like if the key isn't here, d defaults to none. Okay, it says like else t. So what it means is like you could input another value right here. So I'm just doing n bar a not available. So what it means is like if India is available in this dictionary, it returns that particular value. If it isn't available, it is going to return me this n bar a. So here Python returns n bar a because the key India isn't available. So if I just try to do the same thing with sun, so this sun is available in this dictionary. Python returns inspiration, not n bar a because the key sun is available in this dictionary. Okay, so that's get method. So the other method is pop. So just like how we saw pop in a list. So dictionary.pop, you just input the key and then Python throws out that thing from the dictionary. So here we have the dictionary like this. Let's say I want to remove this lime juice pad. I just do dictionary.pop of lime. So now that item has been removed. So you just see the value is being returned. So there is no more lime juice here. So and then there are other methods that returns you the keys and values. So you go to dictionary.keys. So like these are the keys, right? Madison, Python, Sun. So Python returns Madison, Python, Sun, and dictionary.values. So you have Wisconsin, snake, inspiration. So that is being written right here. Okay, quite simple, right? So the other method is items. So it's going to return the dictionary in a form of a list of tuples. Not exactly a list of tuples, but it's intuitionally kind of like a list of tuples. Okay, so if you do dictionary.items, so you could see like dict underscore items, and then like Madison, Wisconsin is placed in a tuple, Python snake is placed in a tuple, and then sun inspiration is placed in a tuple. Okay, so you could see exactly the same dictionary is just being represented in a different form. Okay, there are advantages of having items stored in this form. Like as we do more videos, you will have an understanding when to use this particular form and when to use this particular dictionary kind of form. Okay, so the other thing that I want to say is other method is update method. So update is kind of like remember we saw extend when we were doing list. So just to list a dot extend of list b, it's just gonna kind of like add all elements of both the list in a single list. But that like you won't kind of like list doesn't eliminate duplicates. But here, if you have a duplicate key value, so then Python automatically updates the dictionary. Okay, so we will see an example for that. So here what I do is dictionary.update of dictionary2. Okay, so now if I try to see what we have in this dictionary, so you could see like this particular dictionary variable had Madison, Wisconsin, Python snake, etc. And dictionary2 had one, true, two, these items in it. So when you do dictionary.update of dictionary2, what exactly is happening here is all the key value pair are being combined into this particular variable dictionary. Okay, remember I didn't assign this to any variable because dictionary is a mutable object. Okay, please remember that again. So we have this new dictionary with the item from dictionary2 being updated in this particular variable dictionary. Okay, so now let's say for example, what if there is a key that is present both in dictionary and dictionary2. Okay, so let me create another dictionary dict3 equals sun colon heart. So the key here is sun and the value is heart. So we already have a key value pair of sun and inspiration right here. Okay, so let's see what happens. And then this is the dictionary. So if I just do dictionary.update of dict3, so you could see that the sun having the value inspiration is now being updated to sun colon heart. So this particular key value pair sun inspiration is gone now. Okay, so the reason is because there can't be duplicate keys in a dictionary. Okay, so because it's intuitionally understandable, right? You can't have duplicate keys in a dictionary. Okay, so this is the reason why Python updates this particular key value pair to this particular key value pair right here. Okay, and then finally the other method dict.3 clear, like it just like removes all elements from the dictionary. Okay, so similar to list, if you wanna assign the dictionary to another variable, you have this copy method as well. Okay, so which creates a new dictionary. Okay, so new in the sense like a new memory space is created for this particular dictionary instead of like being referred to the same memory space but a different variable name is being used. Okay, so finally about dictionary, what I want to speak is dictionaries can be created using list of tuples. Okay, so just we saw above. So this is a dictionary that we have right now. So let me do an item set equal to a list, and then we have several tuples in this. So each tuple corresponds to a key value pair. Okay, so here Madison is going to be the key, and Wisconsin as the value, Python to be the key, and then programming language as the value, sun as the key, heart as the value. And how do you create is using the dict keyword. So you just do dict for equal dict, and then you just pass in this list of tuples here, and then you just see a dictionary is being created by this way. Okay, so we could just check its type as well. So quite simple, right? So dictionary is one of the most simplest data structure in Python, and it is one of my favorite thing because most of my project involves dictionary. Okay, so I think like you will definitely find this useful in many programs that you're gonna write in Python. So just remember to practice, friends. So keep practicing. I think that's the key. Okay, so with respect to Python, like when you see videos or when you try to learn the first time, it seems so easy, but you need to have so much of practice because that's where you get the deeper understanding. Okay, so why this is happening, why this ain't happening. Okay, so practice, practice, practice. That's what I would say. So if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comment section. I'll try to answer them. If you have any other questions, if you want to contact me, I have my email ID posted. So you could definitely contact me. I could help with respect to Python or data science up to my potential. So see you guys in next video. Okay. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like, give us a thumbs down. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Goodbye.